Immediately following the events of a monster bash, Star rushes into her mother's office to discuss everything that she learned. Primarily that Hernândez, one of her sworn enemies, is Eclipse's daughter, a person named Meteora, someone who Star up to this point had never even heard of. Queen Moon thinks that Star is there to discuss something entirely different, that being that, I guess at some point off screen, Moon warned Star not to rush ahead too fast with the reunification of humans and monsters, and Star, by planning this party, went against the Queen's wishes. So of course, if we're to assume that Moon also doesn't know about Meteora, and also doesn't know that she's Hernândez, then from Moon's perspective, this is just Star trying to distract from the fact that she went against her mother's wishes again. So it makes sense when she tells Star that she doesn't want to hear what Star is saying. And of course, just like Star had planned to brute force the unification of humans and monsters, her first instinct is to brute force her way back into her mom's office. What is surprising in this situation is that she is stopped by King River. He's about to leave on a very important hunt, a major tradition for his family. The hunt for the Bogbeast of Boggabah or something like that. And he wants Star to go with him, just like he went with his father and his father went with his father before him, and so on and so forth. They meet up very briefly with one of River's old friends, whose name I did not remember, though he was pretty funny, even if he did have spiders hanging from him for most of his time on screen, which made me very anxious, who then goes off to scout ahead or some other thing, while Star and River get ready for the hunt by carrying out several very specific rituals. So specific, in fact, that every time Star rushes through one of the rituals and gets it wrong, River insists that they start all over again from the very beginning. Eventually, Star has managed to complete all of the rituals to River's satisfaction, and doesn't listen when he says that they should sleep first before hunting. She runs off on her own and adopts this kind of cool huntress mode looking thing. Like she changes her whole getup and even morphs her wand into a bow and arrow, all of which was very cool. And immediately she gets stuck in the bog, and it turns out, predictably enough, she is in fact the Bogbeast, and all of this has been an attempt on River's part to show her the benefits of taking things slow and considering all of your options before rushing headlong into a situation. I knew that this was coming, I knew that this was what was going to happen very early on in the episode, but that didn't really detract from the episode, at least not for me. River's antics were on point. All throughout this episode, they were very entertaining. In fact, this is probably my favorite River episode overall. It's just so clear throughout this entire episode just how much he cares about teaching this lesson to his daughter. And I thought that was really neat. And this makes sense. One of the few lessons that hasn't really sunk in for Star yet is not to be impulsive. It's a lesson that Eclipse, a character who is often compared to Star, or who Star is often compared to, I guess, doesn't seem to have learned herself. So if Star manages to learn it, that would set her apart from Eclipse in that one single way, at least. So I'm all for her learning it. And it was really cool to see it come from her dad. It was really cool to see wisdom coming from her dad's side of the family for once. I mean, heck, it was really good to see more lore from his side of the family in general, to see more of their traditions. We get so much of the Butterfly family and their history and their lore. It really feels like River's side of the family gets the short end of the stick. At the end of the day, the moral of this episode I saw coming from a mile away, but it was still a fun, funny, and entertaining episode that I very much enjoyed watching. However, it doesn't hold a candle to the next one. So, to make way for the review of that episode, as per usual, guys, I'd like to know, what did you think of this episode if you have seen it? Let's get a discussion going in the comment section down below or over on my Discord. Link in the description. Either way, this has been AJ22, and I will talk to you guys later.